This one right here, dog OVG 667, and you got Pispa, XVBB, EKIP, XKEEP, but you just got with the Pispa, and you got with the dogs and the OVGs and everything else, especially future Pispa. And you got with the EKIP, so you got the EKIP, and especially what you got the whole dogs, and then you got the whole other thing, and especially with the them having their whole group, and them having just the 667s, like you got the main tolerance, main scrupas coming into it, especially with them, because you got all type of stuff. You got the OBS 667 ones, and you got the dogs, then you got you got all these other things coming into it, like you got the main ones or the main things, but you got with Pispa and everything else, and the EKIP, so you got the main thing coming into it, especially with this one right here and everything else, with their whole just ladders ring.
DOC Pispa, on sort de billets qui écrasent leur quicheta. ARCDF, t'inquiète pas que je rentre, ils veulent être connus, moi je veux 4 villas. Billets sous cello, y'a 300 boys, je livre à pied ou à vélo. C'était la crise, on l'avait le. On va prendre tous les soirs avec le squad et s'envoler. Passe la douane sans papier, à ce frise on joue aux échecs, pas au damier. Je nage là où t'as papier, quand il s'agit de bif, je suis jamais rassasié. Il a voulu fuir. DOC Pispa, on sort de billets qui écrasent leur quicheta. ARCDF, t'inquiète pas que je rentre, ils veulent être connus, moi je veux 4 villas. Billets sous cello, y'a 300 boys, je livre à pied ou à vélo. C'était la crise, on l'avait le. On va prendre tout.
Ooh, and they got the whole thing. Like they just got it terrorism and smoking, and they already pouring the sip of the lot. Like they got the sip of the lot coming into it, and the whole thing. Like he just mixed it. He just mixed into his own kind of like coffin thing. Like he said, he mixed it and poured it, and it was like another syrup thing coming into it. With the main the main glizzy, the way they just coming, the way they just having their whole thing. They got the main clistress and all this other stuff coming into it. Like they got the sediments, like they just class the business.
Tous les soirs avec le squad et s'envoler. Passe la douane sans papier, à ce frise on joue aux échecs, pas au damier. Je nage là où t'as papier, quand il s'agit de bif, je suis jamais rassasié. Il a voulu fuir, s'est fait rattraper. Dans le moteur, un gros cylindre. Depuis boy, moi je suis bilingue. Je me sens comme Goku, je les vois comme Krillin. On peut nourrir 500 nègres avec 10 pains.
J'ouvre des dossiers, j'ouvre des dossiers. Depuis petit, je suis fait pour ça. Touche tous les ballons qu'on chie sur le terrain, c'est nous les renards de la surface. A7, OVG, averse de billets tombe sur ses fesses. Averse de billets me donne sa schneck. Et c'est fait pour ça. Touche tous les ballons qu'on chie sur le terrain, c'est nous les renards de la surface. A7, OVG, averse de billets tombe sur ses fesses. Averse de billets me donne sa schneck. Et c'est salope trouve ça sans sas. Tout est prémédité, on agit quand tu vas méditer. Tu donnes des noms, moi quand ça m'arrange, j'aime pas trop la vérité. Pisse pas des OC, brolique il faut nous éviter.
And then the whole thing, like, hey, it gets sketchy and sketchier, like the way he just got it, like sprinting, like, it's like another sprintable one, coming into another spinnacle one, like he said, he got the whole thing just like slattering, like this is another slattering thing too, especially with everything else coming into it. Like he got the whole thing just another clizerman, like you put it in a different, minimize him the way he just, the way they just got it going, and that it's like they got their whole groups and all kinds of group and parts, like they all parted, but they still the same thing, and they doing track heats, like the whole thing with they whole thing just official, clatter rating.
C'était la merde, t'étais pas là. Quand y'aura le bénéfice, faudra pas t'inviter.
XVBB, équipe, beurre, big trip pour le cash, on prend des risques. Tu en tête, on sévit. 6-7 boy, on est béni.
On est puni. Claque des doigts et les langues se délient. J'suis toujours dans les délires. J'fais du blé de Dakar à Paris.
XVBB,
they said Brick Squad, you know, Brick Squad. Ooh, that. See, that's another last command. Like they said, you know, they got the Brick Squads, and you know they part, like I said, they already a Brick Squad thing, like, cause the way they grouped up and they have their whole thing, they already a Brick Squad thing, cause you know they it's so many of them, and they're like gang affiliated, so it's like you got all kinds, you know, the bricks, you know, the bricks and the squads coming into the whole satellites.
Claque des doigts et les langues se délient. J'suis toujours dans les délires, j'fais du blé de Dakar à Paris.
Ooh, this one right here was a whooshy one with the whole thing, but you got the whole just Clanimus and everything else, you know, coming in part of it, especially with this one. You got the just this one coming into it. Especially got the whole dog and OVG 667. So you got the 667s. Like, this was the main ones, you know, especially with the Pispas and everything else coming into it. You know, they had the whole thing just lizardmans coming into it, you know, with the whole thing and everything else. But, you know, you got the main ones, you know, them just having the whole a mystery to it. You know, their stuff is really like, they got a different, you know, breed, you know, a different breed when it comes to, you know, their stuff. But you just got with this one right here, and you know, everything else coming to it. So this one right here, this was another, like, whoever would know it was a time teller, like the whole time teller thing. But most definitely check it out for you guys self. Go watch for you guys, so like, comment and everything else with that sprint.